Welcome to the Creating Wealth and Wellness podcast. Your hosts, Amanda Kingsley and Tara Missildine, team up to take you on a journey where freedom is cultivated through personal development, where women connect to fuel their futures, and where wealth is created as a byproduct of being well.
Hello, all of our friends in the interwebs. Welcome back to the Creating Wealth and Wellness podcast with Tara Missildine and Amanda Kingsley. We have decided that this week we're going to take it a little easy on all of you. We've had a couple of really deep conversations on this podcast already. And today we are actually just going to share with you some of our favorite tech tools. What are the things that we utilize in our business and in our lives that just make life easier and help things flow, and some of them might just be really cool and fun. So we're going to jump into that right after we share our gratitudes for the week. Amanda, do you want to start?
Awesome. Gratitude. Well, at the time of recording, there's a lot of stuff happening politically, and I just have so much gratitude for the entrepreneurs and change makers, some really big, like Brené Brown, and others like Kate Northrup, who are paving the way very publicly and on how to navigate these waters of facing inner issues and talking about things like hate and shame and racism and supremacy and big stuff. And so I just feel really grateful this week to having so many people to fall back into and go, all right, I'm just going to absorb this perspective and see how it feels and let it sit. And I know without access to all those people so easily, this would be a lot harder to navigate.
Yeah, absolutely. That is a really, really good one. And I'm not going to allow it to diminish mine. And that is that I love my Alfé coffee.
Yes!
Nobody
can say that word without wanting to go make one.
I know exactly. We will probably, if we are going to continue a recording marathon at all, I'm probably going to need one in between. But yes, so folks, I love this coffee so much. It's what made me fall in love with Alfé, and it's something that I will always thank Amanda for, that she turned me onto it, because you know how I love leverage, and why would I not want like superfood health and wellness in a glass that also tastes better than any $5 coffee that I can go waste my money on. So
I can hear the ice cubes and the milk and the coffee all shaking together right now. I can hear it. I just can't taste it.
I think we should remedy that. We're only 20 minutes away.
I love that. That's a good one. Cool. All right. I say that's a gratitude check. Everyone who's listening, just do a quick check-in with yourself. What are you grateful for today? Gratitude journals are a great place to go, but just give it a shout out in your own mind and just be really, sit with it, feel it in your heart. Yep. So, tech tools. Should we bounce back and forth? Favorite tech tools or resources?
Sure, yeah. Let's go back and forth with what we love. And I'm sure that it's going to, like things that you bring up are going to stimulate me to want to share something. So let's go. We'll just get through as many as we can.
Mind for me, I'm sure there's like a bazillion new apps that have come out since WordSwag. WordSwag? WordSwag. WordSwag. It's an app for like graphic creation that I've been using for a couple years consistently. And there may be even more awesome apps like that, but this one is just my absolute favorite. So I use it on my iPad. I use it on my iPhone. I created almost all my graphics for the Y-Hive in WordSwag. So many ways to play with it. But for anyone who's in any sort of business that requires design, or anyone who's just like having fun and wants to create something cool for their family or whatever, it's a really fun place to go. I think the app is like $2.99 or something. It is one that has a fee, but it's pretty small. And for me, it's just, I literally use WordSwag almost every day.
So worth it.
So there's my light and easy first tech tool.
Okay, cool. So mine is on a similar note, but it's on the desktop or laptop rather than on a phone. And that is Canva.
Oh, yeah. I use it on my phone too, though.
You do? I do not use it on my phone. What?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So I use it on the computer all the time. For anyone who isn't familiar, which most people probably are in this world, but Canva is an online sort of like cloud-based design platform that has tons of like easy manipulating templates, and I actually do pay for the paid version of Canva, even though they have a pretty decently stacked free version.
Yeah.
What I love about the paid version is that I can actually set all of my branding as the defaults. So,
cool.
and it also has like really cool features like magic resize. So I could design a poster and then say like, actually, I would love to have this as a postcard and also like
I
a
want
rack
to do
card.
that in the free version all the time and it won't let me.
Yes, it is really, really helpful. But I love that like the whole branding piece, because I can select my actual colors and I'm not ever trying to like match anything. I'm just, I don't have to copy and paste. It'll save my logo. It'll save like all of my frequently used images, my whole entire color palette. It will automatically default to the fonts that I've chosen for like all of my headings and body text. So it just makes things so quick and easy when I'm designing for any of my businesses. I use it. It allows you to save several brand profiles. So it's really awesome. I would not go back to designing without that. It's really great.
That's fabulous. So what is that? Is that a monthly fee or a one-time purchase?
No, it's monthly, but then you get a break on the monthly if you pay it annually.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it ends up being like $11 or $12 a month, something like that. So worth it for the amount of design that I do to take all of like the guesswork and headache out of it.
Yeah, and if you love that part of your business and you're not interested in hiring graphic design, because there's lots of great graphic designers out there. Definitely. But if you love that, like that's some of my favorite part of the work that I do. It's like the time that I get to like get brainless and creative, which is probably not two good words to put together. Creative, not brainless at all.
Creativity is not actually brainless.
I don't have to like write copy or manage a team or it's my happy time. It's my downtime. Graphic
me too.
So it's such a great resource, and for $11 a month, if you're not paying graphic designers, it's like it's indescribably cheap.
Yes, it really is.
That's cool. Maybe if you're just creating like kids' birthday invitations or something, you're not going to pay that amount of money for the program, but for those of us who are using it in other ways, it's pretty awesome. Cool. I love it. Okay, does that mean it's my turn?
That does.
I'll go to something physical because for a long time I've been wanting to. I keep seeing those selfie sticks that are like a tripod on the bottom.
Yep.
So that I can record a Facebook Live or a live video on my phone without holding it, because I can't even tell you the number of videos I've recorded, like propping them up on a kid's stuffed animal or the swing set. Like, it's just craziness. So I finally bought one of those. It's like $20 or something. But it's the selfie stick with the tripod on it. So I can record video, or, I use it as a selfie stick or like a tripod for picture taking. But that was one of those purchases I was like, why didn't I do this a long time ago? So I'm going to call that a tech tool, in that it's just like allowed me to do video creation in such an easy way. I love the tripod selfie stick.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. And I haven't done enough video to have even thought about that. So that's awesome, because I'm sure that a lot of people listening have. So let's see. My next one is also a computer app, like a cloud app. And it's specifically for helping me get the most value and productivity out of working with a team. And I know you don't like it, but it's still my favorite. And
that's why I love us so much.
That is Trello. Like Trello, I have a hard time envisioning how on earth I got anything done before Trello. Because and the best part about it is that I went and hired an assistant who completely transformed my entire Trello use. And
she upped it a level?
Oh my God. She upped it like 4 levels. Like, Kinga, shout out to you, my love. You are amazing. I can't picture how I actually did anything before I had Trello.
For people who are wondering, Trello is Trello, correct?
Yes. And so for anyone who's not familiar, it's sort of like a task management visual organization program, but it has really awesome integration for working with multiple people. So one thing that I love about it is how visual it is. Each of the tasks or each of the projects can be separated by groups of things and then individual things, and then the individual cards can be moved all sorts of lists and all different boards, and you can just track the progress of things so well, and then it tracks everyone's individual activity as well. It just has an enormous capability of managing my entire life and letting the other people who influence the management of my life know what the heck is going on, and vice versa. So I can't imagine continuing to do the work for any of my businesses without this program and the way that it's set up. And if I'm being honest, it did take a while to get it to be like as amazingly productive as it is right now. But now that it is, like, it helps things run like a well-oiled machine. It's amazing. And I never need to like track somebody down for an answer because it's literally right there. Like, Kinga did this at 11:24 this morning. All done, So it's pretty awesome.
That's awesome. And I think that's a difference between the two of us is that you have much bigger business history. And so that sort of like business management and team management stuff is just much more present in your mind. Like when I went into Trello, I was like, there's way too much here. I don't need all this. It's overwhelming. Like, it's another thing I have to open. So it might just be a good example of different personalities and backgrounds are going to just feel different in it.
Yeah,
For
definitely.
me, Google Keep is this like secret in Google. It's a board planning thing. It's not like Pinterest boards, but it kind of looks pretty like that. But Google Keep, I put all of my, it was the first app I could use where I felt like all of my life could go into one place. Like my planner was very much my business. And I have like a family Google Calendar and a business Google Calendar. And like, but Google Keep was the place where I could put all of my to-do lists, because I'm a list maker, in one place and be like, it makes sense that they're all here together. Like, it's me. It's like a board of me.
Right. And there's the absolute key. Cause like I heard you talk about it and I'm like, oh no, does that mean I need to migrate away from Trello? What am I going to do? And we checked it out and Kinga was like, oh heck no. Like, this is great if you're like a solo person with nobody else that's working on your stuff, because you can't tell who's making comments and who's doing what. And she's like, this is for like one person. Perfect.
Yeah.
Like, oh thank God.
So, if you haven't evolved in your business skills the way Tara has, check out Google Keep. It's been a total game changer for me. I blend business and family in there really nicely.
Ooh, see, that's pretty cool. I have yet to do that with Trello.
So I'll go in to check out my like grocery shopping list, and I see my vision board for my business and my vision board for my family and my funnel list for my Alpha team. And so it's just like so me. It's like, oh, everything's there in one place. It's not like compartmentalizing my life. It just feels good when I go in there. I'm like, all of me is in one place. So that's Google Keep.
Yes, which does look really awesome. It does. I will give you that for sure. What would you say is like one of your favorite apps on your phone that is actually a little bit frivolous, but you still wouldn't want to be without it?
Frivolous as in time frivolous, or in money?
Well, just like not actually super serious and doesn't really move the needle, but you just love it.
I gotcha. This might show the world that I don't put enough time into frivolous. I'm actually scrolling through, and maybe you can tell me yours, because I don't know if I have one.
Okay, that's okay. Mine is called Moon, and it is an app on the phone, and I wish that I could like show it to you in the video, but just look it up because it's absolutely beautiful, and it shows you like almost a photorealistic video or like image of what the moon actually looks like tonight in the sky.
Cool.
And it's so beautiful and almost like hypnotic. But then the best part about it is that it sends you like random, quippy, like super witty texts that say they're from the moon. And
so cute.
It'll say stuff like, when we're having a new moon, it's like, you might not be able to see me, but I can always see you. Love, Moon. And it's just really cute. And it's like one of these things that is super beautiful to look at. And I love astronomy and things like, looking at the moon. But then getting those little like random messages totally snaps me out of like any seriousness that I'm in, because I always chuckle, and it's sort of like, oh, that was really cute and random and unexpected. And you're like, it's always nice to get those, but now I get them from the moon as well as friends.
That's awesome. I'm totally downloading that app. Maybe
you should. It is really awesome.
I do have an app that that I love called Truth Bomb, and it's just Danielle Laporte's Truth Bombs. But it's basically like a it's like her card deck, and you shake it, and it gives you a new truth bomb. So I'll tell you what mine is right now. If I
okay.
This might be you don't all want to know. But it's fun. So the one I just opened was, we all require heaping doses of tenderness.
Ooh.
So like you said, how the moon will send you redirect, kind of like this moment where you're like, oh, I just needed that like light, friendly thought redirect. Truth Bomb does that for me, where I'm like, okay, what's the Danielle Laporte message I need right now? Oh, I just shook it when I was doing that. So the new one is Crave Connection, which we're creating right now.
We are. That's what we do. Okay, so what is next for you, since you don't do anything frivolously? What's the next bona fide tool, the thing that we bring value with right now?
Oh, I love it. Well, I'm an Apple girl. I switched over to Apple probably 6 or 8 years, probably 8 years ago, and
same here.
I just can't imagine my life without it. So I just can't, like, my iPad, my iPhone, my computers. I did just spend an hour on the phone with Apple trying to figure out a glitch, but I've literally never done that in 8 years. Like, I've never had a problem. I love the way they all blend together. I love the way I can hop on one and everything's just connected. And I'm a big, huge fan of Apple for running my life.
Yeah, I am too. I have my giant iPhone and my MacBook, and yeah, I don't think I would ever go back either.
I don't know how I could. I just love it so much. And my parents have not made the switch yet, and they'll call all the time about like viruses and diseases, and this message pop up. I'm like, what happened to me in 8 years? Like,
me either.
Switch.
Me too. I've had my same MacBook Pro for 8 years.
Yeah, I mean, life is complicated enough. We don't need weird computer viruses and problems.
Totally. All right, so one other like physical tech tool that I have that I utilize. There's our timer. I don't use it a ton, but when I do, it's a game changer, and that is a bamboo tablet. So it's not like a computer tablet. It is sort of like a giant Superman of like a mouse pad kind of thing. It's really hard to explain, but
yes, it is.
It has, once you get to know how to use it, like it has a billion finger commands. It's basically like turning the tablet of your phone into a control pad for your computer that can do things that like no mouse or shortcut keys or anything like that can do. And like you can draw on your computer with it. You can like capture your signature, and it's crazy cool.
So if we were to look into this, we being me and any audience members who are interested,
yes,
a bamboo tablet.
Yep, a Wacom. It's made by Wacom, WACOM. See?
Cool.
I'm showing Amanda on the screen, everybody. But this is called a Wacom Bamboo, and see, it's like this big, giant, super sensitive touchpad that you can use with your hand or with a stylus, and then it has like a million different like commands and things that you can
That's
do.
That's really interesting. Is that something you use
really
daily or weekly?
No, yeah, I would say I use it mostly for like projects. If I'm working on like a big Photoshop project, or cool. I actually use it a lot when I'm like doing my taxes and doing a bunch of like multi-screen things, because it just makes it so much easier than using it turns this, it's like the size of my laptop as a giant trackpad to run my whole computer. So
oh my gosh.
It's hard to explain, but look into it. Wacom Bamboo. It's a very different way of working on the computer.
Okay. All right. Well, then in that case, let's move on to asks, because I need to hang up and go Google this bamboo towel.
Okay.
What's your ask for this week, dear?
Excuse me. Okay, so my ask this week, I'm actually going to ask for a little bit of feedback. If I have a relatively new website that has launched, and I really want people to jump in and tell me what they think. Like, good, bad, right, wrong, or ugly. Can you tell me what you think of my website? It's allin.life. If you've never visited it before, or if you visited it in the very early days of this podcast, it is completely redesigned, and there's still some tweaking and things like that need to be done. But come in, send me a comment through the website, and tell me what you think. What would you change? What seems missing? What is just pointless? Yeah, that's my ask.
Life.
Allin.life.
We are all in, Tara. Okay, mine is forgiveness. I'm going to ask for forgiveness, because I say stuff that's just crazy. I interrupt people. Just all kinds of things. So I'm going to say stuff, and your U.S. listeners are going to be like, she really just did that. She really just said that. So I'm going to ask ahead of time for forgiveness, because we all make a bazillion mistakes a day, and that's okay. And so I'm going to ask that when either of us or any of us say something that maybe sounds funny or silly or pointless or rude, that we just take a moment and make sure we are not making assumptions about people, and just forgive and let go and get curious and ask questions. So
that's beautiful.
I'm asking for that the day we talked about tech tools. So we didn't even really talk about anything that deep. But that's what came to mind.
Well, fortunately, I trust Amanda enough to tell me just straight up if I said something. But I promise that I will always offer you forgiveness if you ever do any of those things that you listed off. I think it's a good practice to be in universally. So, okay.
If you as listeners have things you're asking for, we do have a pretty wide audience. So if you're looking for some particular thing, or you have a question about how to use a tech tool, feel free to throw it in there, and somebody may very well be able to help you. So throw your asks and your gratitudes into the comments for sure.
Absolutely. And your favorite tech tools, because there's a million amazing things out there that obviously we've never even heard of. So share what moves the needle for you. We might want to utilize it.
Call it a wrap until next week.
Till next time.
Thank you, everybody.
Thanks for joining us for another episode. If you haven't already done so, please do us the honor of leaving a rating and review on iTunes. And check in with us on social. Amanda Kingsley is a work-from-home mother of 3. Her mission is to free parents from financial stress so they can spend more time being present with their children. Learn more at her website, thewhyhive.com. Tara Missildine is a passionate entrepreneur, founding several businesses over the last 15 years. She's currently living the adventure of being a CEO, mom, and collaborative coach. Find her at allin.life.